there's really not like a typical day in the life because there's so many different things that you're working on. But what I would say is if there was a checklist of things that you can expect on a day-to-day, it's going to be email, working with teams on design, working with teams on kickoffs. You're working on projects on a day-to-day basis that are in different phases in the project. You have projects that are in feasibility, that are just getting started, and we're bringing in different research. We're doing research of a project. There's projects in design, and so that requires a different hat, a different mentality in that project. And there's projects in construction, and so I would say that that's the last component. There is sometimes you may have to go to a site visit and see things in construction to kind of see the progress of a project. And every once in a while, you'll get your phone calls from clients and cities, interacting with different franchise utilities, interacting with the different stakeholders of a project. And so what I would say is that's kind of from a day-to-day operations standpoint, that's the typical expectation of what a day could look like for you.
I use a program called Water Gems almost every single day. And when I was right out of college, I had never even heard of it. And they completely understood that. They took the time to actually walk me through the steps that I needed to be doing, and just really completely taught me a program that I had never heard of. And to the point that I use it every single day. I'm very comfortable using it, and it's just kind of second nature. One of those things that I wouldn't have learned if they hadn't taken the time to kind of invest in me and in my knowledge level and go from there.
You always think, oh, I'm going to have the higher ups. They're going to teach me. And yes, that's true. They are. But at the same time, there's so much you can learn for somebody who's been here for 1 year or even, 6 months. Even me, I've been teaching land development people because due all of the COVID, we've had shifts. I've been teaching land development people how to do transportation work. And I've only been here, at that time, 3-4 months, now 6. So mentorship comes in a lot of different shapes and forms and a lot of different people. And so it's not always what you expect, but it's what you can make of it. So, for me personally, it's always been about, okay, what's the new thing I can try? What's the next step I can do?
So if I have a question, if something pops up on a project, there's no such thing as a dumb question, right? Jump into my project manager's office. Hey, real quick question on this. Want to get your thoughts on this? She's very responsive. Vice president, the VP's just down the hall, and his door's open too. So if I have a question and I want to ask him, I can go knock on his door. Hey, Mike, got a question for you. And he'll take the time to sit down, explain it to me. And definitely never get the feeling that there was a dumb question or, they didn't have time to answer your questions. The time's always there, again, open door policy, and everyone's very receiving of questions and learning and growing together. And I really enjoy that.
Knowing that I'll be able to point at something one day when my kids are older, and I'll tell them, hey, you see that over there? That was, Daddy working on that project. And you see that thing over there? That was my project. And so being able to know that I'm making an impact in people's lives, I think would be my favorite part about being an engineer.
So working at Pape-Dawson is all about success. Project success, feel success, and even in your worst days, don't be afraid to say I'm still successful, because every day that you work at Pape-Dawson is a success for everybody.
Working at Pape-Dawson is the best. I wouldn't change a thing about any of my decisions. I feel so valued and supported.